This girl has lived in a rental house since she was a child, but now the landlord is going to sell the house and let this family move out. The girl, Lynette, suddenly found herself in a panic. Because her father passed away early, she had to take on the responsibility of taking care of her cousin. If she rents a house alone, plus her brother, that's a heavy burden. Now that the economy is down, rent is rising, but salaries are constantly decreasing. In the United States, if you can't pay the rent, you will live on the street. Once you become homeless, the social service department will take away your cousin. Lynette is extremely afraid of that future. He decided to borrow money with his mother, and bought this small house that he had rented for many years. The price of this house is only $40,000. They only need to pay a down payment of $25,000. The next month's salary will be enough. This is clearly the best plan. Before going out in the morning, Lynette also made a deal with his mother, but when it came to the signing time, his mother disappeared. Angry and powerless, Lynette had to tell the real estate agent that his mother couldn't come. Asked the agent to give him a little more time, but he knows that the lawyer has helped him a lot. If this goes on, the goodwill will always be used up. No one will wait for them properly. Lynette rushed home, but his mother drove a brand new Mazda back with a full face. Lynette couldn't understand why his mother had to use all the down payment to buy a car. Did they have to live in the car when they were kicked out of the house? This would make them homeless, unable to find a job, and continue to fall into a vicious cycle. In the end, he was trapped in such a nightmare for the rest of his life. His mother said she had the right to spend her own money. The reason why she didn't tell Lynette was that she knew Lynette would be angry. She knew she was a bad mother, but she didn't plan to change at all. And she didn't understand why she had to spend $40,000 to buy a used house. Lynette was about to collapse. It costs $40,000 to buy a used house. Of course, it's because they don't have savings and can't afford a new house. After buying this house, they can renovate it. At that time, their housing conditions will be greatly improved. His mother ignored him. In the end, his mother even took her brother out for a ride. Lynette, who had collapsed, left. Lynette didn't have time to collapse. In order to save this family, he decided to do everything he could. He also had to raise $2,500 before tomorrow morning. The first thing he thought of was his client. His client, Scott, is a typical yellow elite. He has a decent job and a lot of income, but the relationship between the two is not good. They maintained their relationship for a long time. That's right. Lynette worked in a bread factory during the day and worked in a bar at night. In addition, he also worked part-time. But even though he was so busy, he still couldn't save money. I don't know why. After hearing Lynette's request to borrow money, the man who was originally smiling changed his face immediately. They can't borrow money. Lynette's definition of a man here is very clear. Men just want to spend money to have fun. Lynette, who was rejected by the man, felt extremely humiliated. After the relationship, the man also gave him more money on purpose. The idea of killing flashed through Lynette's mind. He restrained that idea and turned his head to see the money on the table. There was also a car key that the man had left in place. He suddenly had a bold idea and immediately got off the building and drove the man's car away. Scott's car is a luxury sports car. Losing such a precious thing, Scott soon realized that something was wrong. He called Lynette and asked if he had seen the key he had lost. Did he drive his own car away? As Lynette did not respond, Scott thought that he must have stolen his own car, so he threatened him to pick up the phone and return his own car. Because this car is his wife's car. Lynette did this for the first time. He parked the car under the bridge and also felt a little scared. He decided to leave the car there first and then think of other ways. For example, he went to borrow money from his sister, who owed him $3,000. Her sister is a prostitute. She was lucky. Recently, she found a rich man and moved into a high-end apartment. Now the girls are all wearing big brand. It is reasonable that the child's $3,000 should be easy to return. But the girls kept pushing him away. He accused Lynette of being very annoying. He couldn't suddenly come up and blackmail himself emotionally, threaten him to ask for money. Lynette had to start playing love card. He said that when he and his sister Charmaine met, the two of them had a hard time. When they were selling silver together and asked him to borrow money, his sister was going to be locked up in prison and asked him to bail her out. He lent it to her without hesitation. His own sister helped him get out of trouble with $3,000. That's a lot of money for him. Now the girls are rich. But you can't turn your face and not recognize people. The girls had to say that they really had no money in their hands. He couldn't come to the door in the middle of the night and suddenly ask for $3,000. It's so late, and he has nowhere to get the money. The sisterhood in the past is certainly unsurvivable in the face of money. The girls are about to go out to see the Lord. He really has no time to talk to Lynette here. For the sake of Lynette's step-by-step coercion, The girls opened the safe and took out $500 to send Lynette away. Lynette is certainly not satisfied with this amount. He has a $25,000 hole waiting for him. So after the girls left, he stared at the girls' safe. He wanted to open the safe, but he didn't have the technology. He can't open the safe by himself. Lynette's head turned. He remembered that there was a colleague in the bar where he worked as a barkeeper. This colleague, Cody, is a black man. It is said that he just got out of prison. This kind of black man should have a way to open the safe, so he came to the bar at the right time. He happened to bump into Cody, a black male colleague who had just gotten off work. He claimed that the safe was his own. He forgot the password and asked Cody for help, and the apartment was his own. But Cody looked around and found that it was not the case at all. He forced Xiaomei to ask what was going on with Lynette. Lynette could only tell the truth that the safe was not his, but he was really in need of money. This safe is the safe of his ex-girlfriend. If he can't get the money, he will be on the street with his brother tomorrow. Under his repeated requests, Cody, who had some feelings for him, agreed to help. He has a way. It doesn't matter, but you can help him open the safe, but you have to use a drill. This kind of safe is very difficult to open. Of course, it takes a lot of money to open the safe. The most important thing is that they can't use a drill to open the safe in this apartment. The sound of the drill must have attracted neighbors and police. He could only move the safe away. The two of them moved the safe into the elevator and carried it into the car. Finally, they drove to Cody's friend's house. Cody's friend took the drill to open the safe, but he found that it couldn't be opened. The drill is useless. It can only be hammered. But Lynette was originally planning to open the safe without damage. He returned the $3,000. He tried to stop it, but Cody's friend thought it was okay to damage his own box. He hammered it down. The box was opened. There was not only cash in it, but also a few men's watches and drugs. His friend immediately realized that he had been fooled by Lynette, because before opening the safe, Lynette said it was his safe. There was only money in it. Steal someone else's safe to open. This is likely to cause them a lot of trouble. Cody's friend was angry at the time. Who the fuck are you stealing this from? Cody tried to stop his friend, but he was stopped by another friend's horse. This friend has the skill to open a safe. Needless to say, he is not a good person. Lynette felt threatened by his own life. He could only tell the truth. This safe is not his. It's his girlfriend's. He kept it for his gold master, and his gold master is very rich. He wouldn't even notice a thing about a safe. Even if the gold master found it, he would only blame the girl for it. Hearing this news, the friend who opened the safe finally relaxed. He opened the knife at the bottom of Lynette's neck, but he threw the knife to Cody. In his eyes, Cody is really not a friend. He actually brought this kind of trouble upon himself. The two of them were fighting locally, and Lynette took the opportunity to put all the drugs on the table and the name tag in the bag. His friend's horse came up and wanted to grab the bag in his hand. Lynette grabbed the hammer in a hurry and smashed the man down. Turn around and run away. At this moment, the bag in his hand is not just money. There is also the future of him, his mother, and his brother. He ran out and found a dog in the backyard. At this time, he could only turn around and run in the other direction. He was stopped by a metal door again. Lynette desperately opened a metal door, but found another door behind him. This door and another door are like his life. There are always so many difficulties. At the critical moment, Lynette grabbed the metal wire and climbed up. Before the people behind him came after him, he turned over this net. Cody also successfully escaped. He drove his car to pick him up. He stepped on the gas and drove to the end, and took Lynette away from his friend's house. After stopping the car, Lynette was still in shock. He vomited when he got out of the car. Cody acted as if he had nothing to do with it. He didn't even know where to get a bottle of wine. Let him drink a little. When Lynette was at his weakest, he asked again. This time, he told the truth. His little sister's gold master is a politician. He values reputation very much. There are not only business cards and money in this safe, but also drugs. So it can't be seen. Politicians will never pursue it. After all, this thing is just a piece of cake for him. This is good news for them. Lynette also curiously asked Cody why he was in prison. He only heard that Cody was robbed. Cody said he was framed. It's very similar to the current situation. He just helped a girl. Unexpectedly, the original plan has changed. Lynette knew that he did it wrong. At first, he used the insurance box to trick Cody into helping him. As a result, Cody was pulled into the thief's boat. Now Cody has even offended a friend. But life is always like this. People who survive on the bottom struggle hard and have no time to care about others. All he can think of is how to live on his own. Lynette calmed down and checked the money in the bag. He found that there was $19,000 in cash. Plus, he got $2,000 before. Now he can pay the house's down payment, but $4,000 compared to $25,000 seems to be a relatively small target. But it's very difficult to make money money overnight. Once the crime begins, Lynette gradually becomes addicted to the feeling of being crazy outside the law. He has made a lot of money by opening an insurance box. Then he stole his own sports car. It doesn't seem to be a difficult matter, and selling the sports car must be enough for him to earn back $4,000. He changed his mind and hit Cody again. Cody has so many relationships after all. He must also know people who can get dirty. Cody couldn't help but ask him if it was stolen from the owner of the insurance box, but Lynette said it was stolen from another person. This car belongs to this man's wife. He shouldn't dare to call the police, because he never dares to confess who stole his car. In a word, the amount of information is enough to make Cody speechless, but he still promised to help Lynette with this Mercedes-Benz sports car. Get back the $4,000 for him. But he has to look at the car first. Lynette said he had to give Cody the money first. He can take him to see the car. Cody said he wanted to go home to get the money. But this time Lynette received a call from his mother. His mother accused him of not picking up his brother at night, because his mother is going to the night shift. So he put his brother in his friend's house. His brother can't wait for him to pick him up. He thought he was going to abandon himself. He has been crying. Lynette can only go to pick up his brother first. It's past 1 a.m. at this time. Lynette is patient and coaxes his brother. He said he needed to do something first, send his friend home first. But his brother asked him if his friend was a good person. Lynette immediately patted his chest to ensure that his friend was a good person. His brother didn't doubt it at all. He got in the car directly. Cody and Lynette's brother joked very casually in the car. They had a good time on the way. But suddenly, a police car passed by. Now Lynette and Cody don't dare to talk at all. Watch the police car go far. They just got back to talking. But both of them know what happened that night was wrong after all. They took a detour together. But they have come to this point. Lynette can only walk with his head held high. Cody went home to get the money. Lynette took him to the bottom of the bridge to see the police car. But he didn't expect to see the police car. Cody suddenly said, "You know, after everything we did together, have you ever thought of me? You didn't even give me the $800. Whether it's $800 or the $200 we talked about at the beginning, Lynette didn't pay for it. But he asked Cody to help him with the stolen police car. But he asked Cody to pay him $4,000 first. This girl has always been thinking about herself. Lynette's smile was on her face. She immediately explained that she wanted to give Cody some money. But if she really wanted to give money, they just escaped. When Lynette counted the money, he could have given the money. He didn't think of Cody at all. But of course, he thought Cody should help him. At first, he dragged Cody into the water. Since Lynette didn't talk about feelings, Cody didn't take him as a friend anymore. If you take it as a partner, then the money they stole, they have to share the profits they've made all night. And the $4,000 that Cody brought was actually all fake money. Lynette saw that the money in the bag was all the anger after the fake money. The two of them had a fierce quarrel. Cody was so angry that he took all the money. Lynette didn't want to agree, so the two of them started fighting over the quarrel. Now it's the brother sitting in the back seat. Lynette immediately calmed down and promised to give the bag to Cody. Cody got out of the car with the bag. He didn't go far. He was stepped on by Lynette. He just passed out. Lynette got out of the car and picked up his bag. But for the sake of Cody doing a lot for him, he still left the key to the sports car to Cody. After all, although there is no sports car, he still has another item that is easier to sell. It's that big bag of drugs. Lynette wanted to contact her ex-boyfriend, whom she didn't want to contact. Her ex-boyfriend opened the door for her in the middle of the night. Lynette came to her store, but she found a young, yellow woman and a child in the store. She thought this young woman was the same as herself back then. She also lived with her ex-boyfriend. She was forced to sell drugs by her ex-boyfriend. Hearing this, Lynette's heart was like a knife. Her ex-boyfriend actually washed his hand. From then on, why are these people so good to others, only to her so bad? Her ex-boyfriend had no choice but to make a topic. Tell her that this bag of drugs is worth $6,000. But she was in a hurry to do it. She didn't have that much cash in her hand. She didn't want to buy these drugs. But for the sake of old love in the past, she can help Lynette contact a seller. The condition is that Lynette can never contact herself again. She can't come here again. Lynette heard this and had to admit it. She immediately rushed to the address given by her ex-boyfriend. There was a big party here. The male owner followed her to the room, but he didn't let her step on his carpet. It's like he's a low-class creature. He will dirty his own carpet. Although Lynette was uncomfortable, she was eager to take the money and was willing to bow her head. After the man took out the money, He began to speak lightly. Lynette was once again exposed to the scars. She was only 16 years old at that time, because she loved to run to her boyfriend, who was many years older than her. She thought the other party really loved her, but what she got was betrayal. Her boyfriend forced her to accept the invitation. She said she wanted to come. Everything was chosen by herself. That was the most unbearable past for Lynette. She thought she had crawled out, but now she was reminded over and over again. Lynette didn't want to do that again. She was thrown out by the man directly. For her and her family's future, she had to kneel in humiliation. She picked up the money one by one. The man looked up and down, admiring the way she picked up the money. He blocked the door and didn't want to let her go. Lynette finally collapsed. Her collapse made the man more interested. She seemed to comfort her gently, step by step, but her hands never left her clothes. Whether it's a gentle word or a touch, she just wanted to try to untie her buttons. Lynette remembered the past. She remembered when she was 16 years old. She once refused. She didn't want to take off her clothes. She didn't want to do that either. Her boyfriend ordered her again and again. He coaxed her gently, but she couldn't resist. Under the advantage of age and physical strength, she seemed to have a choice. But in fact, the only thing she could choose was obedience. But now it's different. It was when the man was about to completely untie the last piece of clothing on her. She pushed the man away with a hand. She opened the table for the man. She grabbed the money and ran out. The man wanted to run away with his brother, but he couldn't find his brother. The man chased him out immediately. He was caught by everyone. He was dead on the glass table. He looked at his brother through the crowd. Angry Lynette struggled desperately. She crushed the glass table. Countless pieces pierced her neck. The man was afraid that things would get out of hand. He could only let her and her brother leave. Lynette finally arrived before dawn. She came home with a wound and $25,000. Her mother once again refused to sign a loan agreement with her. She bought this house. She finally told the truth. She didn't want a loan. She didn't want this house. She even hated this house. She wanted to burn this house. Lynette seemed to have been drained of his strength at the same time. She suddenly realized that her mother didn't say anything, but she hid her true intentions in all her actions. Her mother didn't want to live with her at all. Her mother admitted that she didn't want to live with Lynette. She didn't want her eldest son to live with Lynette. Lynette was a mess. She committed suicide. She ran away from home at a young age. She lived with her ex-boyfriend. Then she went to sell silver and kept changing jobs. Lynette was accused of this. She suddenly collapsed. She moved out of the house at a young age to live with her boyfriend. It's just because of her father's death. Her mother didn't take good care of her. She didn't care for her. She just wanted to find someone to love her. But her pain seemed to be unknown to her mother. Her mother's cruel words completely cut off Lynette's last fantasy about her family. She shouldn't take this responsibility. Her brother is not her child. She has no obligation to take care of him. Her mother doesn't like him. She doesn't have to stick to him. From now on, she should only plan for herself. That $25,000 is enough for her to have a new beginning. Her brother, who said goodbye at last. She left home alone.